Across Vanuatu, school classrooms look largely as they did more than a year ago, after the biggest cyclone in the country's history. Immediately after the storm, when Vanuatu briefly dominated headlines worldwide, countries, international organisations and charities promised tens of millions of dollars in help. But on the island of TONGOA, it's not clear where that went.
I feel like they forgot us. I don't know what will they do with that big money. They should have helped the schools and the hospitals.
The island's one police car still hasn't been repaired. Children are still learning in what was supposed to be very temporary tents. It's hot inside these tents. After midday, it's often too hot and the school day ends. Teachers here say those shortened hours are having a big impact on these children's education. A few classrooms were rebuilt here in the weeks immediately after the cyclone. That was between March and July, when about $40 million was spent, largely by charities and the Australian government acting independently of Vanuatu's. But then momentum was lost.
I feel disappointed and I'm frustrated about what they left out after the cyclone.
It's half an hour by plane to Vanuatu's capital, Port Vila. That's where money has got bogged down. Why? First, not all money promised was delivered. Vanuatu's government says countries made commitments they haven't kept. And other money, about $70 million in grants and loans from the World Bank, for example, is still being negotiated. Political instability hasn't helped. There have been 3 different governments since the storm. That's slowed the spending of what has been received too. Australia won't let its gift of $26 million for recovery be spent without rigorous accountability. Vanuatu's small government has struggled to put that in place.
There were some capacity issues within the government. This was just too much.
The result has been that recovery efforts led by the government have ground to a halt. Have any schools or hospitals been rebuilt at all as yet?
No.
None?
None.
Vanuatu's government says it is now putting in place the systems donors need to see, but they're also calling on those who've promised money to deliver it. Teachers, meanwhile, say they just don't want another year in tents. Andrew Thomas, Al Jazeera, TONGOA, Vanuatu.